William F. Buffalo Bill Cody was an American soldier, showman, but most importantly, bison hunter. He was born in LeClaire, Iowa in 1846, but later moved to Leavenworth, Kansas with his family. At the young age of 11, Bill left home to go to work, working as a driver on a wagon trailer in the Great Plains, herding cattle for several years of his early life. He then went on to harvest for fur and gold, and then joined an early version of the Pony Express in 1860. He later, during the Civil War, scouted for the Army and provided meat for the railroad workers, gaining the name Buffalo Bill. But the young hunter would never know what fame would come for him. William's parents were Isaac Cody and Mary Ann Laycock. His father was born in Ontario, Canada in 1811. He was married to two other women before Mary Ann, named Martha Miranda Cody and Rebecca Sumner. After being shot once at a pro-slavery rally as an abolitionist, he became ill, contracting respiratory and kidney disease, which would further lead to his death in 1856. His mother, Mary Ann Cody, was born in New Jersey the year of 1817. Her father was a notable Quaker in Pennsylvania, but she later grew out of such a lifestyle and strived to be a teacher, which she accomplished. Working as a teacher for a few years is how she met Isaac Cody, later getting married. Only 6 years after Isaac passed away, she would pass away as well due to natural causes. After working with cattle, harvesting fur and gold, and killing buffalo for the Army, the name Buffalo Bill became quite popular. But it wasn't until he scored an interview with a man named Ned Buntline things really took off for the young man. He was more than willing to tell all of his crazy stories about the Civil War, hunter buffalo, and his early life experiences, which were needless to say very exciting. Buntline was so captivated by the young man's thrilling life and decided to create novels and various publications regarding Cody's stories. These novels sent exposure through the roof, and people across the nation couldn't get enough of his stories and life experiences in the Wild West. But it didn't just stop at books and articles. No, Buffalo Bill was a name that deserved more than just words on paper. People needed to have the full understanding of who he was. So how was this accomplished? He took his stories on the road by acting in plays and movies, if you will, giving people a complete picture of Cody's gusto and energy. Here is one of his many performances that was filmed back in the late 1800s to early 1900s. Since this was filmed so long ago, you can really get a feel for the vintage Wild West. But on the other hand, there isn't any audio, which makes this quite boring and difficult to understand what is going on in the film and what he is saying. Cody did this for years and years of his life, creating quite the name for himself, becoming one of, if not the most famous man in the country. And with fame comes money. He had plenty to go around, therefore never needing to work again. But that wasn't him. He loved to be in the spotlight and go adventure. Sitting around for the rest of his life wasn't what he had in mind. So he reviewed one of his biggest dreams, which was founding a settlement somewhere along the western frontier. He wanted a place that encapsulated an emblem of the American West, where Old West traditions and the unifying sense of Americana were front and center. So he set foot to northwest Wyoming, where he would find a valley near Yellowstone Park in 1896, and set up the infamous town, Cody, Wyoming. But this is where his story would end. Buffalo Bill accomplished his dreams and was ready to settle down. He was the most famous man during his time, revolutionizing in film what is today known as the Wild West, and was loved by everyone across the country. He would die in 1917 from kidney failure, but he lived his life to the fullest all the way to the end.